Parents, listen closely. If you're stopping your toddler from doing these 4 everyday things, you might actually be hurting their future success. That's right. What looks like bad behavior could be the very thing that makes your child smarter, stronger, and more socially aware. And here's the scary part. Correcting them too soon could hold your child back for years. Stick with me. Because number 3, almost every parent gets this one wrong. And number 4, it might actually keep your child safe. Let me take you back. I was sitting in a friend's living room. Her 3-year-old was bouncing on the couch, like it was a trampoline. His giggles filled the room. Then boom, Mom snapped, "Stop that right now, you're going to hurt yourself. Sit down." And instantly, the little boy froze. His smile faded. His shoulders dropped. He sat looking ashamed. That image stuck with me, because I've seen it again and again. Parents correcting, scolding, shutting down. And most of the time, it's not out of anger, it's out of love. We think we're protecting them. But what if those messy, loud, frustrating habits, jumping, running barefoot, refusing to share, being shy, aren't flaws at all? What if they're hidden strengths? Today, I'll share 4 habits under the age of 4 that you should think twice about correcting. Not because kids need 0 rules, but because understanding why they do these things changes the way we guide them. And let's start with the one every parent has seen, because I guarantee your toddler has done this at least once today. Let's start with jumping. If you've got a toddler, you know exactly what I mean. The couch, the bed, the chairs. Anything springy becomes their personal playground. From our point of view, it looks like chaos. It looks unsafe. But here's the science. When toddlers jump, they're not just letting off steam, they're training their brains. Think about it. To jump, a child must bend their knees, push off, control their arms, land with balance. Each leap is their brain saying, "Here's how to move this body in space." Neuroscience research from Harvard has shown physical play, jumping, tumbling, climbing actually strengthens the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of the brain tied to focus, problem solving, and self-control. So when we yell, "Stop it, sit down," we may be cutting off an important learning moment. Now I get it. You don't want holes in the drywall or a trip to the ER. I'm not saying let them bounce on glass tables, but instead of banning it, redirect it. A mini trampoline in the playroom, couch cushions piled on the floor, or simply let them go wild outside, where falling is safer. I once saw a toddler jump, lose balance, and nearly fall. But he caught himself, laughed, and tried again. That tiny stumble taught him more about coordination than any lecture ever could. Because here's the truth, a jumping child is a learning child. If you thought jumping was surprising, wait until you hear what scientists say about letting your kids run barefoot. Next up, barefoot running. It's summer. Your toddler kicks off their shoes and runs barefoot across the lawn. And instantly parents panic. That's dirty. Put your shoes back on. But barefoot play is one of the best gifts you can give their brain. The soles of the feet are loaded with sensory receptors. Every step on grass, sand, or tile sends data to the brain. Soft, rough, hot, cool, uneven, smooth. This builds balance, coordination, and spatial awareness. The American Academy of Pediatrics actually notes, barefoot play when safe is beneficial for developing strong arches and proper gait. Kids who spend more time barefoot often avoid flat-foot issues later. And here's another bonus. Research shows contact with natural microbes in soil can strengthen immunity. That's right, those dirty toes may actually help prevent illness. Now, of course, common sense matters. No sharp rocks, no broken glass. But in safe places, the backyard, the park, the beach, let them run barefoot. I'll never forget watching my niece run barefoot along the shoreline. She stumbled on shells, corrected, kept running. Every wobble was a lesson in body awareness. Shoes would have hidden that learning. So the next time your toddler kicks off their sneakers, don't stress, smile. Because barefoot isn't reckless, it's brain training. Okay, this next one might make you uncomfortable, because almost every parent gets it wrong, especially at playdates. All right, now the one that drives parents crazy, not sharing. Picture this. Your 2-year-old clutches a toy. Another kid reaches out, and they scream. Mine parents instantly cringe. We rush in. You have to share, don't be selfish. But here's the truth. Toddlers aren't selfish. They're learning ownership. They're building a sense of self. This belongs to me. I'm allowed to protect it. And that's not bad. That's development. Boundaries are the foundation of confidence. Imagine this. What if a stranger grabbed your phone and shouted, "Share it"? You'd be outraged, right? That's how a toddler feels when forced to hand over their toy. If we push kids too hard to share, they don't learn generosity. They learn compliance. They learn to give up what they want, just to avoid conflict. Instead, model it. Say, "I'll share my snack with you." Want some play turn-taking games? Where kids see giving something up doesn't mean losing it forever. I once saw a preschool teacher handle it brilliantly. When 2 kids fought over blocks, she said, "Let's set a timer. You play first, then it's her turn." Both kids learned patience, fairness, and none of it came with shame. So remember, today's mine is tomorrow's self-advocacy. And the last one, it might look like bad manners to others, but it could actually keep your child safe. And finally, shyness. You're at the grocery store. A friendly stranger leans down. "Hi, sweetie." Your child hides behind your leg, refuses to speak. Our instinct push them forward. Say hi, don't be rude. But shyness isn't rudeness, it's awareness. Your child is thinking, "This person is new. Do I feel safe?" That hesitation is emotional intelligence. It means your child knows the difference between familiar and unfamiliar. And in today's world, that's not a weakness, it's a strength. In American culture, we talk a lot about consent and personal boundaries. Forcing a child to hug, kiss, or interact when they're uncomfortable teaches the opposite lesson. It tells them ignore your instincts, be polite at all costs, and that's dangerous. Instead, validate their feelings. It's okay. You don't have to say hello. You can wave if you'd like. Over time, as they watch you greet others, they'll join when they feel safe. I remember a mom at church. Her daughter never spoke to new people. For months, she clung to mom's leg. But slowly, as she felt secure, she started saying hi on her own. Now she's the kid who greets everyone at the door. That confidence grew from patience, not pressure. So next time your toddler hides instead of greeting, don't panic, don't force it. Remember, a shy toddler isn't being rude, they're being thoughtful. So by now, you're probably rethinking a lot of those daily battles with your toddler. Let's quickly go over the 4 habits again because they're too important to forget. So let's recap. Jumping everywhere builds the brain. Running barefoot develops balance and strong feet. Not sharing teaches ownership and boundaries. Shyness shows emotional intelligence and self-protection. Parents. The lesson is simple. Not every habit needs fixing. Sometimes, what looks like chaos or even defiance is really growth in disguise. Our job isn't to control every move. It's to guide, support, and create safe spaces. Because these so-called bad habits aren't bad at all. They're the stepping stones to raising confident, curious, emotionally intelligent kids. All right, so now you know the truth. Jumping, barefoot running, refusing to share, and even being shy. None of these are flaws, they're features. But let's get real. Remember number 3, the sharing battle. That's the one I hear about from parents the most. So tell me in the comments. Is sharing the hardest struggle for you too? Or is it the couch jumping? Maybe the shyness in public. I'll be reading every single comment, and I might even feature your story in a future video. And if this gave you a fresh perspective today, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with another parent who needs to hear this. Because sometimes the best thing we can do is let kids be kids.